know, bud.
I know, buddy. So some of you guys might be wondering why our goat Peter is limping. Well, boy, do I have a story to tell you. Hey friends, Jennifer here with Marrero Family Farm. Man, when it rains, it pours sometimes. Yesterday, we had put both of our Rottweilers out in pasture as we normally do when there's a showing for the house. And if you've been watching our videos, then you know that both of our dogs are really good with the livestock for the most part. They antagonize them every now and then, but nothing serious has ever happened. But also, Timmy, our little mini Juliana pig, he has been escaping out of the goat's pen. Well, I guess yesterday, Peter, our registered male Nigerian dwarf goat, also snuck out. And this must have happened while we were, the only thing I can think of is while we were out when the house was being shown. I can only imagine if this happened while the people were actually here. I have not heard anything back yet from the showing, but I guess both of our dogs, let me start by saying, if you don't know anything about dogs, dogs are pack animals. By themselves, they'll be pretty submissive and not really start any problems. But when there's two or more, they will attack their predators. So they will attack in groups. And my male Rottweiler Sergeant really doesn't care for the male goats at all. I'm sure it's a testosterone thing, whatever. They can feel it, they can sense it. They just don't like it. I didn't notice that Peter was out at all. I went out into the pasture to mow some of the leaves, and I saw that Peter was sitting in an area just laying on the ground. He was laying upright, but he was laying on the ground. And I went to go get my husband. I'm like, listen, I think something's wrong. Peter's just been sitting there the whole time. I was mowing the lawn, didn't get up, didn't walk around, didn't do anything. And that's not like him. He's usually very spunky. So we went out to go check on him, and I guess the only thing that I can think of is my dogs tag teamed him and they beat him up pretty bad. We brought him in here, and right now he's just laying on his side because he's getting cleaned up. He was doing pretty good this morning, but they did a number. Get out of here, you. They did a number on him. And this is going to be slightly graphic, so if this is something that is going to bother you, I'm just going to warn you right now that you might not want to watch. So, he's pretty swollen. He looks a little purple because yesterday we had given him a bath, and then we cleaned him up with, we just cleaned it as best as we could. It was cold, and he was cold because he was all wet. And of course today is a pretty cold day as well. But they sliced him up. We gave him some antibiotics, and we also gave him some ibuprofen. Actually, we gave him some naproxen, which was directed by the vet. But he has some, is there any wounds? Like,
yeah, you can see bite marks.
Yeah, he's got some pretty good bite marks on the back of his leg there. They got his other leg, and they also got him on his neck. You can't see it right now, but his neck has some pretty good slices on it as well. It really makes me upset. I am very upset with my dogs. However, I'm not completely 100% blaming the dogs because that's what they do when they're in packs. So it's kind of our fault for putting them together. This sucks, you guys. If you have dogs that are your livestock guardian dogs, I mean, even If you ever notice any kind of behavior from them where they are chasing the animals, just a lesson to be learned. Don't let two of them go together. Like I said, Sergeant, our male Rottweiler by himself, would never have done this. And I know, I'm almost certain, and I know for a fact that my dog, Lady, is the one that instigated this. I can feel it, because I know that when we put her out there, she is the antagonizer. She, not with the goats, not with the girl goats, but just with the cows and with the pig, with Timmy when he's out there. She likes to chase them. And chasing is not really like a big deal though, especially with the cows. I know the cows can hold their own. I've seen the cows hold their own. But she's always been around the chickens and the ducks, and we watch her. And like even now we've really got to watch her, because now she has the taste of blood in her mouth. And once they get the taste of blood, unfortunately, they may just continue to kill the animals, or at least try. So she will not be going out loose with any of the animals anymore. Sergeant we've been watching him. He's been fine. The goats are in today only because it's been, I don't know if you can tell, it's overcast and rainy on and off. It's cold. The goats do not like to be out when it's rainy. So they're in the barn today. And I know that he's going to be fine with the girl goats, because he's never, ever shown any kind of aggression towards them. So far, he has not shown any aggression towards the cows, or even Tiny Tim. He was out in the paddock just now when I went to go look, and he's not paying him any mind. It's just really, it's usually just something with Peter. And it's not even the other male goats so much, but it's always been Peter. Whenever Peter is like in rut and making a lot of noises and being obnoxious, Sergeant goes berserk. He always has. He's been out in the paddock before by himself with Peter, because Peter has escaped before and there was never any issues. Nothing. But you put two together, and now they're going to tag team and start causing major problems. And like I said just a second ago, I know for a fact it was Lady who instigated it. I'm sure that maybe once they noticed that Peter was out, Sergeant might have chased Peter. But I know that once Lady noticed, she really antagonized the situation. I don't have to be here to know that. I just know it was the bird. He slid on the little round barrel there. So I know that these two together are not to be trusted. I have no idea what we're going to do in the future when someone wants to come see the house. Lady is car sick. So is Sergeant. They both get very car sick. I'm going to have to put her in a stall in the barn. I really have nowhere else to put her. Yeah, so this is very disturbing news. It's hurtful. Our vet said to give, the only thing that I had on hand was some Clavamox, which is an antibiotic. It's an old Clavamox that I had, which usually once it's old, it's no good, but it's better than nothing. And it's very hard to get antibiotics unless you have a doctor prescription. If worse comes to worse and we see that there's like major infection going on or something like that, I will get in touch with my vet and have him give me a prescription for an antibiotic. But for right now, we're going to use the old Clavamox. He's getting, it's a 400 milligram. So he's getting 5 mLs twice a day, because that's for like about 100 pounds. And he's almost at that weight, I suppose, or close to it. And he's getting 1 naproxen twice a day. So as far as the way that we are giving the medication, both are oral. So we're shooting the 5 milliliters in his mouth twice a day. And then the naproxen as a pill, just kind of shooting it back there the best that we can. He does have back molars though. He almost bit me by accident, not on purpose. last night, but he did end up chewing it up and swallowing it. He was in a lot of pain yesterday, not wanting to move, not wanting to go to his water. He did finally eat and drink though, so that is definitely a good sign. I'm pretty sure that he's going to be okay. I don't see anything that says otherwise. He is eating, he is drinking, and that's the most important thing to watch out for with animals, and he's doing both of that. So unless, like right now, he's very calm and laying down. So what he's doing now is basically just cleaning him up with some water, making sure the area is nice and clean, putting some peroxide on it just to, you know, kill any other little microbes that might be in there. Also going to put some iodine on it because iodine is really good for drying it up and also preventing any kind of bacteria and infections. So my husband Antonio is going to be doing that to all of the wound areas, and we're just going to do this as needed. You know, we'll check him in the morning, at night, make sure everything looks okay. If it looks like it's getting really dirty or pussy or anything like that, we'll just go through the routine again. We are not going to bandage him up. Sometimes I feel the wounds are not that big. They're small puncture wounds. They're not like huge, large ones. And look, he's got his eyes closed and everything. He is relaxed. He's such a good boy. You guys might see this as a sign of, you know, something scary, but I can tell you, I know this goat, even when it came to his horns, he relaxes really well. When he knows he's being helped, he's really good at taking it easy. So don't be alarmed by seeing him lay down like this. It's a very natural thing for him. And we're grateful for that, actually, because it would be so hard to deal with a goat that's just like bouncing and jumping all over the place. I am like 95% certain he's going to be okay. What do you think?
Yeah.
How was he this morning when you fed him and stuff like that? He got up to eat and everything?
He's moving around slowly, obviously.
Yeah.
He's got leg maul.
Yeah. Yeah, he's holding up only one of his legs, which is the one that he's working on now. That back leg there seems to be the worst. Like I said, it is purple because of the blue spray that we put on it. It is like a purplish blue color, so it makes it look worse than it is.
No, this is going to make it look worse. It'll look like blood.
Yeah, and of course the iodine's going to make it look even worse. So don't be alarmed by the color. It is a little bit swollen. Like I was saying though, the thick gashes that are on him are mostly on his neck, but it's not like a thick gash, it's like a clean slice. So if you don't bandage it, it's just going to heal itself by laying back down on the other skin. Skin heals very quickly when it's skin on skin. It's when it's wide open where it takes a little bit longer to heal. The puncture wounds that he's working on over here on his leg are smaller wounds, right? Is there any like huge gashes or?
Not huge, but there's some big.
Like deep?
Oh yeah, you gotta remember, they bit into it.
Yeah, I know.
Bit right into his little bone there. His little bone is probably was hurting too.
Did it go down to the bone?
Yeah, well, definitely.
Oh, it did. Okay. See, you guys, I'm not really aware of how deep it is. Obviously, he's the one who's working on him.
When the dog bites, they ain't gonna bite you halfway.
Yeah, I know. He's saying when a dog bites, they're not going to bite you halfway. I don't know if you can hear what he's saying or not, but he said that some of the wounds that are there do go down pretty deep. Unless there's some really serious signs of infection. Was there any pus or anything like that?
No, it's just swollen, you know, the normal oozing.
So it's swollen and oozing a little bit, but no like yellow, green, nasty pus or anything. Okay. So that's pretty much it. I mean,
I need you to get up. Come on, buddy. Come on. Up.
It's like, oh, I don't want to move.
I need you to flip, buddy.
Oh. So he's cleaning him up. I'm going to let him do his own thing over there. I got to get the antibiotic so we can give him his antibiotic and the naproxen just for the pain. But basically what I just want to leave this video with you guys is that if you have more than one dog that are not used to being out in pasture together at all times, don't trust them to be together, because you just never know what's going to happen with an animal getting loose. Like I said, if Peter could not have gotten out of that fence, if that fence was fixed properly, I blame us for this, because the fence should have been fixed, and it just wasn't fixed. When we saw that Tiny Tim was getting loose, we should have been out there fixing the fence so everybody would be in that side of the paddock over there. But unfortunately, Peter decided to get out as well, and that caused major issues. So just note to self, don't let it happen again. You learn, and sometimes it hurts to learn a mistake like this, but at least he's still alive, and we're pretty sure he's going to pull through and he'll be fine. So we're just going to keep an eye on him, and we will keep you guys updated to let you know how he's doing. Hey, Peter. Holding that leg up, huh? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I apologize for any of the not so graphic stuff that I had to show you. I didn't show you the really deep wounds, but I did want to let you see that we are taking care of him, and that he's in good hands and he's doing okay. So yeah, until next time, you guys be blessed. We'll see you then.